What the hell's a water buffalo?
3, 2.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Water buffalo training method, back at it again, aka water buffalo training methods, fast food wars. I'm Old School Matt. Today we're going to be diving into a pretty fierce battle. We're going to be comparing Larry's Giant Subs with Five Guys, and we're going to be comparing them based off of the 4C principles. Let me remind you one more time. That is cost, consumption, convenience, and of course the amount of calories that are in each meal. So let's start it off with these two fantastic restaurants. Give you a little bit of overview with each restaurant. Five Guys is a nationally known chain across the United States. It's a burger joint. A lot of people love eating there. It's got some incredible food. A lot better, in my opinion, than last week's food options like KFC or Subway. Still not, optimal, in my opinion, for an amazing cheap meal, but I do love Five Guys. Five Guys is a nice little touch on top of whatever regimen you're on and when you're trying to enjoy some nice food. And then next we have a Gainesville local place. So people outside of Gainesville that aren't really familiar with Larry's. Larry's is a giant sub place, I guess. They have a huge sub in their location that's like, I think it's like 10 feet long or 11 feet long. I don't know, 12 feet long maybe, I don't know. It's a huge sub. They do like a bunch of different types of subs. They do, it's basically like a sub joint. So, it's an overglorified version of like a Subway. But in my opinion, they cook their food very fresh, and they always have really, really good deals going on. So a lot of the Gainesville locals out here will know what I'm talking about. It's an OG joint over here. They do make some pretty big subs, not just their like 12-foot sub that they have up there. They make some pretty, beefy subs. But let's compare both today and let's see which one is worth your dollar, which one's worth your time, and which one's worth for your gains. Okay guys, let's jump into Five Guys. So Five Guys is a pretty well-known fast food chain, obviously we know in the United States. I decided to choose their bread and butter item on their food menu, which is a double burger. No cheese, sorry guys, but we're gonna go all the way. But another quick little side note, no mayonnaise, because it adds like 120 to 150 calories on top of whatever you have, because the person over there is just gonna slap that mayonnaise on. Anyways, guys, so it is their signature burger. It's a double burger. It's gonna have lettuce, tomato, onions, ketchup, mustard ketchup, and a couple little other like jalapenos and stuff, mushrooms if you want as well. But it is a okay meal in terms of calories. So let's start breaking it down based off our 4C principles, starting with calories. So calories go about 700 calories, depending on whether you add certain sauces or not, barbecue sauce, mayonnaise, like I said before. Up to you, but I recommend just keeping it the way that I had it. So it is about 700 calories with about 39 grams of protein. Not too bad, but not too good. It's got about 45 grams of fat. Like I said, not too bad, not too good either. It's really a great, meal to have if you're on the road and you really don't have a choice to eat anywhere else. I'd rather eat here than McDonald's. But, like I said, it's not the best optimal meal that you could be having when you're trying to recomposition your body. But, nothing too crazy. It's got decent calories and the carbohydrates are about 39 grams. But it's got, medium carbohydrates, but that fat content is a little bit higher than what we'd like to see. So I will rate it an average on calories at best, just because the macronutrient profile isn't quite optimal. And in fact, it's kind of greasy. So, what can you expect? It's a burger place. Next, guys, is gonna be convenience. So how quick is it to get this meal? It's up to you, depending on what time you go. If you go during rush hour, you can wait up to an hour. Typically, I don't have really good experience with Five Guys anyway. I usually go after the gym. Not even when it's not busy, it does take them a little bit of a time to get that food. It takes anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes to get your food sometimes. So convenience is gonna be honestly poor. So, they're kind of losing here twice. But when we talk about consumption, it's a really good place to eat in terms of cheap meals, because it offers a meal that, is a little bit greasy, but it's not over the top if you do it right, like I had it here. Taste-wise, it's a little bit above average. I would say it's better than the shitty fast food places like KFC and Subway like we did last week. But it is not as good as like like an In-N-Out or something like that. So what can we say? It is pretty decent on every other scale. You know, the price, lastly, will go to consumption. Almost forgot about that. Cost, almost forgot about that. The cost of this burger is $10.99, if I believe, yeah, $10.99 if I'm not $10.09 if I'm not being mistaken. So about, you know, $11 when you add tax and everything like that. So like I said, cost is not really there, not really getting, you know, too much out of what you're putting in. So Five Guys is not looking very hot for you. But, you know, we'll be optimal and we'll look at it as a positive. So some good positives out of this meal is that it is, you know, fairly priced. It's not, you know, super cheap, but it's not, you know, $13, $14 like a Bolé. It's offering you food if you want to gain weight. You have perfect food right here, good amount of calories. But, you know, if you want to lose weight or if you want to, you know, stay on track with your goals, not the best place to eat. You know, it takes a little bit of a while to get the food. And you know, that's about it. It's good for consumption. So that's Five Guys, and then we'll be going into Larry's Giant Subs. So Larry's Giant Subs is local to Jacksonville and Gainesville people. So a lot of people out there in West Palm Beach are gonna be like, what the hell is this? So don't worry, I'll go into a little bit of in depth of what it is on the next piece of this video. Okay guys, so Larry's Giant Subs. One of my favorite places to go when I'm on the go and I don't really have anything else to eat. Unfortunately, there's a Chipotle right by Larry's Giant Subs, so it's gonna take me a little while to switch over to Larry's instead of Chipotle. Obviously, Chipotle is gonna be superior. The price is better, the food's better and whatnot. But we are going to compare Larry's now. So Larry's, I decided to choose one of their signature sandwiches called the Bomber. It is a chicken sandwich that has provolone cheese, onions, mushrooms, and it's kind of like melted, so it's a hot sandwich. It's pretty good actually. I've had it a couple times. The reason why I chose it is because it offers a great macronutrient profile for this type of meal, as I'm listing above. So let's get into the 4C principles and let's start with calories, guys. So more calories than Five Guys, and you're gonna be like, Matt, well, what the hell? You said that it has good calories. So 810 calories for a whole sub. So that's a 12-inch to 13-inch sub. Pretty big, pretty beefy. However, if you look into the calories, it's got lower fat. So it's got 16 grams of fat, and it's got 69 grams of protein, and almost 100 grams of carbs. So yeah, obviously lots of carbs. But like any other sub place, you can actually break the meal down into two. So if we break this in half, it's actually 400 calories each. You're still getting over 35 grams of, or over 30 grams of protein per meal, which is pretty close to what you're getting at Five Guys for one meal. You're getting less fat and you're getting half the carbs. So this is a no-brainer. Larry's is absolutely destroying Five Guys when it comes to calories, and the sandwich is absolutely delicious, so you can't complain. Next, guys, is going to convenience. So Larry's is notoriously known for having long lines when it's out and about, when you're going out on a, like, you know, Saturday night. Typically a lot of people come in there intoxicated and they want to eat. So convenience time is not any much better than Five Guys, but you know, it's like any other decent fast food place. It's not going to be super fast unless it's like a ready to eat sort of place. So, you know, Larry's does take a little bit of a little while, probably even a little longer than Five Guys. Next, guys, is going to be the consumption portion. Like I had mentioned before, and I was hinting at it before in the calories portion, it is absolutely delicious, guys. It is a great meal to have. Their bread is fresh, their food is fresh, everything's made on a grill, nothing's frozen, except for the breakfast sandwiches. Sometimes I think they just pull them out of the microwave or the fridge and they put them in the microwave, but I don't know. But I can tell you that their chicken and their, especially some of their meats, like their hot meat sandwiches, like their Greek sandwiches, is definitely made fresh. Really, really good food. Really, really great place to go eat at. Next, guys, is going to be the cost. So the cost of this sandwich, drum roll please, is $9.79 for a large and $7.49 for a medium. So cheaper than Five Guys. You can have two meals out of this sandwich for half the price of what Five Guys is offering, if you think about it. Because you break this down into half, it's like $4 something each, or $4 something each. So the sandwich is going to cost you less, give you more protein, less fat, more carbs. But like I said, if you break it down, it's about equal carbs. So no brainer here for the cost. Absolutely tremendous. Okay, guys. So now that we finished this comparison for this week's Fast Food Wars, pretty evident who's going to be coming out of the winner here. Obviously, Larry's Giant Subs is going to be the winner of this week's. Sorry, Five Guys, you're going to have to go on and you're going to have to stay in the past. Let's go recap real quick. Like I said, Five Guys, their sandwich has less calories than Larry's sandwiches, but if you break down Larry's sandwiches into 2 meals, it's actually way more better. That didn't even, what am I saying, way more better? It's a lot more beneficial towards your gains. If you break a meal like this down into 2, even if you keep it into 1 and you don't eat all the bread, it's still high protein, typically lower fat. Anything under 20 grams of fat at a fast food place is gonna be lower fat in my book. And you know, higher carbs, like I said, there's ways to go around it. You can break up into 2 meals. And so obviously Larry's Giant Subs is gonna beat Five Guys in this aspect. For the convenience, I would like to say that they're about equal, but Larry's Giant Subs can take a little while sometimes. So I will go with Five Guys winning the convenience portion. The consumption portion, no doubt in my mind, Larry's Giant Sub has a variety of foods. And when we just compare these 2 sandwiches, the sandwich just absolutely blows their Five Guys burger out of the park. Their sandwiches are tremendous. They have hot, cold, whatever the hell you want in the middle sort of sandwiches. Great options. Five Guys is pretty one-dimensional. They got their burger. They might have like a salmon burger or something, or like a chicken burger, but you know, not even close. And then when it comes to cost, Larry's beats Five Guys just in the fact that it's cheaper and it's cheaper for more food. So guys, Larry's Giant Subs is gonna go on to the next round in the fast food wars, while Five Guys is unfortunately gonna have to stay behind. I hope you guys enjoyed the series so far. I'm sorry that last week we had a little bit of a trouble getting the content out there. We're gonna be pumping out crazy content this week, next week, and all in the future. So let's keep going, let's keep getting better. I hope this is helping you guys out there. If you guys stumble upon any of these fast food places, I hope you guys are able to go there with conscience and be able to make some good decisions on what you want to eat and when you can eat certain foods and why certain foods are better than others. So let's continue to keep getting better, guys. I hope you guys are having a great rest of your day. I love y'all so much. Peace.